Well, hello, it's Dr. Allen. I want to take a couple of moments and show you a couple of things that I think is going to change your marketing from this point forward. And I've been trying to tell you this for a long time. So number one, you see the gentleman behind me? You might know that gentleman. He owns Facebook. And he's saying some very interesting things that you must pay attention to. We're going to listen to his video, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. Second thing is, everyone wants an automated marketing program, but I'm going to tell you that those are good, but to a certain extent. And if that's all you have as your marketing program is going to fail, and I'm going to prove that to you also. And lastly, if you have an automated service that's posting in the social networks for you, or if you buy images that are the same images that everybody's using, they're great to post, and you should, but if you think they're ever going to build your business, I'm going to tell you right now, you're in for a huge mistake. So let's listen to what Mark Zuckerberg says, and then I will come back and I'll sum it all up for you.
In terms of what's going on here, there are two primary trends that I think are affecting the organic reach of fan pages. The first is that as time goes on, people are just sharing more things on Facebook. So each person who's consuming content in their newsfeed, they might read 100 stories from their friends and pages a day. And as their friends share more content, and as they follow more pages, and as those pages share more content, there's just more competition, right? And the average person, there are about 1,500 stories a day that they could see in newsfeed, and they only see about 100. So that means that less than 10% of what people are posting, the person will actually get to in their feed. And that's important in terms of thinking about how we design newsfeed and how we give people the best experience. But it's an important thing to keep in mind is just that there are these two trends. One is that the population of the community on Facebook is growing, so you'll reach more people that way. But there's also more competition for what they see. So only the highest quality content is actually going to get through and shown to those people. So you really need to focus on continuing to make sure that you're pushing out good content and communicating effectively with your customers.
And this special Facebook news update just in. According to the New York Times, Facebook will curtail unpaid ads by brands. Even posts from big advertisers that spend millions of dollars on Facebook ads will vanish from the news feeds of their fans. Now back to Mark Zuckerberg's conference.
The other thing that is a more philosophical way that we think about the products that we build. So newsfeed, our goal is to build the perfect personalized newspaper for every person in the world, right? We think about the way that like the newspaper industry or media has evolved over time, and there are lots of different newspapers or media channels that people can plug into, and they tend to not be personalized, right? You can read your local newspaper or a national newspaper or a TV station, and they're kind of showing the same thing to hundreds of thousands or millions of people. And what we're trying to do with Facebook and newsfeed in particular is personalize it and show you the stuff that's going to be the most interesting to you, whether that's global news through pages that you might be following or things that are really personal to you, right? So updates about your friends. I mean, one of my friends just this morning had a baby, right? And I learned about that the baby is healthy on newsfeed, and it made me really happy, right? And that might be relevant to me, but not relevant to a lot of other people in the world. And that's one thing that we try to deliver through newsfeed. So there's this inherent conflict in the system, though, which is, are we trying to optimize newsfeed to give each person, all of you guys, the best experience when you're reading? Or are we trying to help businesses just reach as many people as possible? And in every decision that we make, we optimize for the first, for making it so that for the people who we serve, who use Facebook and who are reading newsfeed, get the very best experience that they can. And that means that if a business is sharing content that's going to be useful for them, then we'll show that. But that means that if the business is sharing content that isn't going to be useful for them, we may not show that because it's probably more important that they learn about their friend who had a baby and their baby is healthy.
So there you go. Even Mark Zuckerberg himself is telling you if you're using Facebook and the other social media networks basically, then you're not going to get your message out because even if you promote your posts, which you have to do, the problem is they are a social media network, and what people are doing in their personal life will always take precedence over what you're doing in your business. So if you're depending on social media networks, Doesn't matter what people are trying to sell you, because the people that make the most money on social media networks are selling you things to convince you that you can make money on social media networks. It doesn't mean you shouldn't do those things. You have to. But if you're depending on those to be what builds your business, you're going to fail miserably. That's number one. Number two, if you're posting identical content because somebody is you doing it automatically for you because you're paying them to do it, well, that's not original content. And not only is Mark Zuckerberg telling you that's a problem, but Google tells you the same thing. That's why we give our clients 15 articles every month. These are up to date. These are what your clients, patients, customers are seeing inside the news media that they want to know answers to. We teach you how to make that totally original, great content, video content that will show up in the search engines as well as show up in the social media networks. You have to have that. The other thing is, don't be posting. I should say, don't only be posting images that you buy that everyone has the same images because they run into the same problem. Are the images great? Yes. Are the services that are posting automated Facebook messages great? Sure. Will they build your business? No. Might they help a little bit? Sure. Should you do them for consistency? Absolutely. But it's not going to get you where you want to go. Email. Let's talk about email for a minute as I sum up here. Email has a lousy open rate. Most automated marketing programs you have are email dependent. What does that tell you? 8, 10, 12, maybe 15% of the people you're trying to reach, even your own patients, your own customers and clients, are not going to get your emails, and if they do, they're not going to open them up. So you need to know that you need mobile apps. That's why we give you the VIP app, because that will allow you to be on the desktop, the iPhone, iPad, all the Samsung devices, and own real estate that opens up almost automatically. So they're not email dependent, and they're not dependent on spam filters. Very, very important. Now look, everyone has hype, and you're probably listening to this and say, oh, you're also hyping us, Dr. Allen, because you're trying to sell us something. So here's what I want you to do. You see the email that I have right over here? Just email me. You'd like a one-on-one with me. It doesn't cost you anything. I'll prove to you what I'm talking about, just like what Mark Zuckerberg said to you. Do you think Mark Zuckerberg is not telling you the reality? If anything, he'd be telling you how great Facebook would be for your business. Don't be sold the hype. Give me a call. Let's do a one-on-one. I'm going to prove to you that if you do what I tell you and you learn the things I teach you about video, Google+, social media, and posting original content, it will change your business going forward. You really have no choice. This is Dr. Allen, and I'll look forward to talking with you soon.